Hello and welcome back to the 3-Hour News Show. You're watching our signature segment, See the Stories. Now, we know that today is 24th, tomorrow is 25th, which is payday.
Yes.
Now, as we mentioned before, we will talk about financial control with Spreadsheet. Kezia, have you watched the movie Home Sweet Loan?
Yes, I have. In fact, I watched it alone and I cried like a baby.
Oh, you loved it?
I love it.
Touché. Yes, because, you know, from that particular movie, we can learn how actually that reality happened to a lot. I said a lot of Indonesian, and how that movie resonated really well with our society.
Not to mention that the main character, Kaluna, is so inspiring, right?
Oh,
By
yeah,
watching
that's right.
her, it kind of gives the audience hope that I can be like her too. I can, I can buy or I can save that much money too.
And also, one of the things that has been quite a focus for all the viewers or audience of that movie is actually how Kaluna managed her income and also her spending or expenses in a particular Excel spreadsheet.
That's right.
And that is, I have to say, I mean, I use Excel, but I have to say that is brilliant.
That is very
brilliant.
well classified, you know?
True.
But I'm not that type of person. I don't keep track of my expenses.
Oh, you don't? Oh, that might be one of the, one of the focus that you need to ask later with our financial planner. And joining us here in the studio is certified financial planner Lolita Setyawati. Good evening, Lolita. Thank you so much for being here.
Good evening. I'm happy to be here.
Oh, yes. We're happy to
It's a pleasure to have
you here in the
Me
studio
too.
because we have a lot of questions.
Oh, no.
Regarding how to actually manage our finance. Now, what makes financial management effective and why is it crucial for someone to stay on top of their personal finances? Because that is the goal of us planning our financial expenses, right?
Correct. So talking about the importance of personal finance is actually very interesting. So let me ask you one thing, maybe Hans or Kezia. Have you ever been given personal finance lesson during your school days? Maybe in elementary or intermediate or high school?
No.
By the school or by our parents?
By the school?
No, never.
Never, right?
Never.
So mostly didn't get any.
Yeah.
So on the other hand, there are people who have high education, great job, high income, but in the end, they ended up with no significant assets at all. Some of them even in debt, or maybe losing their assets from fraudulent investment, or perhaps from just as simple as unable to save enough. Yeah, so that's how important the personal finance management is.
Okay.
Effective financial management is always begins with good mindset or
What
good
is it?
financial mindset. It's the mindset that is built since we were young. So from behavior.
Okay.
So if it's not given from early stages of our lives, then it will get worse and worse when we grow older.
Well,
so that's very important.
Then is it too late for, the people that aren't lucky enough to have, like, let's say, parents who teach them the behavior or the mentality to handle money? Like, is it too late for them? Or is there anything that they can do in order to, be more aware of the financial literacy?
To keep up with the losses of knowledge of managing finances.
It's not late actually, but needs a lot of struggle. Maybe it should be begin with doing these habits, these good habits for financial, such as what Kaluna is doing this cash flow monitoring, cash flow tracking. That's also one good behavior. So if we do it daily, by daily basis, then it will build our good mindset.
Is there any other way besides making a spreadsheet like Kaluna in the movie Home Sweet Loan? Because me personally, when I make that, I get so stressed out and I don't want to spend anything, but I always save up before I spend my money. So,
good.
I put it aside first, and then with what's left, then that I can use.
That's
is
already
that
a good
all
step.
right?
Yes, that's all right. That's already a good
All
step.
right.
What you're doing is, it's called method kakebo.
Oh,
Kakebo.
Kakebo, yes.
Kakebo is it from
Japan.
Japan?
Yes, so you save first, and then you spend the others.
Oh.
I'm on track, yes.
All right, so
That's fine.
One thing that people have always been in a very confused state when it comes to managing finances. When it comes to essentials like food, housing, and bills, and what's the ideal percentage of income to allocate so that we would know whether our lifestyle is actually keeping up with the income?
So actually, there is no ideal percentage or something like
Oh,
that.
no?
No.
Okay.
When we use percentage to allocate our needs, it will get higher as our income increase, right?
Oh, that I agree.
Most likely, yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
What will happen is that our spending will grow higher, bigger and bigger, and will exceed our actual needs.
Yeah.
So it will be difficult in the future if we have to lower it. It's easy, right, to increase our spending, but it's difficult to lower our spending. It will be a problem in the future.
I see. But we know that most people nowadays, they want to own a house, right? Not everyone.
Not
I
everyone.
know people who prefers renting, not buying a house.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
let's say we're talking about the people who wants to own a house, who wants to buy a house. Sometimes they cannot buy it cash, right? They have to
Right.
get a loan from a bank. Now, could you please give us the idea of the percentage that is ideal based on our income in order for us to be able to pay the monthly, what do you call it? Monthly
Installment.
installment.
Yes.
That's it.
Yeah. The ideal amount for installment is around 30% from your income, monthly income.
30%
So it's
of the monthly.
the highest
Oh, the
percentage,
highest.
right? You cannot exceed 30% monthly. Because when you have lower income, it will disturb your financial or other needs that you have in that month.
Okay, so let's track back a little bit because before you go installing for a house, you need to pay the down payment, right? The
Correct.
down payment. And for a lot of people, like what we saw in the movie in Home Sweet Loan, Kaluna was actually saving for the down
Oh, the
payment.
down payment only.
Yeah.
Now, how much should our income, I mean, the percentage of our income should go into savings, and how can we figure out the ideal saving target?
Okay. Firstly, one must determine first what is his or her financial goals in the future. Then they should calculate the amount needed, specifically the amount needed.
Okay, can you break it down a little bit details on that?
For example, for Kaluna, she will need down payment of 300 million rupiahs, right? So that is the target. And she will also have to set the time frame. For example, when will she reach this target? Then that time is the time frame that she will reach. For example, maybe 2 years. 2 years to get that 300 million. So divided by 2 years and divided again to 12 months.
Oh.
Yeah, so she will get this one monthly target that she should save. According to the movie, she saved about 3 point something
Yes.
million per month.
Yes.
Maybe she already calculated.
Yeah. Okay. But for some people, talking about this can be overwhelming, right?
Right.
Because there's so many purpose that we need to set aside, like for a house, for emergency fund, for vacations, for perhaps for wedding,
Yeah, let's say,
for
you know.
pension fund. There's so many, and
So
it's
many.
never ending. Now,
Correct.
could you help us, please, like to not be overwhelmed? Which one do we need to set aside first? Is it emergency fund? And if so, then does it mean that we cannot go on a vacation for like a year, or until the amount of money that we need for that emergency fund is secured already? How does it work?
You're absolutely right, because emergency fund is the most important thing.
Oh, so that's the basic.
That's the basic.
That's the basic that
Before
you
you
need to
do
save for.
anything with your money, you have to have this emergency fund first.
Okay.
And how much is the ideal amount?
The ideal amount is about 6 to 12 times your monthly expense.
Okay, 6 to 12
Yes.
months of our monthly expenses.
Yes.
Let's say.
It could take 2 years to,
Oh, God.
together.
Okay, so let's say let's take an example. If the monthly expense would be electricity, internet, car installment,
Include your debt.
include the debt.
The,
Yes.
Like the house installment.
Yes.
Or
include
The
all
installments, that
installment.
installments. I mean, the car installment would also include in
your
the debts,
monthly
right?
expense, correct.
Okay, let's say that's like, I don't know, for like 7 million. Like all the total of that, of those.
7 million,
That include the
okay.
groceries and stuff and the
So cheap.
transport. Let's say.
Let's say 30 million.
Oh, that's a lot.
30.
If you say 7, then you should have emergency fund of 42 million.
For
Yeah.
in your account, at
Yes,
least you
at
have like
least.
42 million in your account if the monthly expenses is 7 million.
Yes.
Wow.
But the more dependents you have, for example, you have maybe 2 or 3 children, then
Yeah.
you have to have more.
More.
Then 6 times monthly expense. You should have between 9 to 12 monthly expense.
Ooh.
But don't worry, you can save emergency fund for 2 or 3 months first. And then simultaneously, you can also save for other kind of goals, or maybe you need to travel a little bit.
Yeah.
It's okay. At least you have 2 to 3 months of your
Okay.
monthly expense.
I see.
But it should get progressing,
Oh, yeah, that's right.
Don't let it stay to 2 or 3 monthly expense.
Oh, okay, okay.
All
So let's say we have our income and then our monthly expenses is 7 million. And to be able to get to that emergency fund, how many percentage, how much that we should save for?
For emergency fund?
Yes.
Maybe 5 to 10% of your monthly income, at least.
At least
So
5 to
you-
10%.
How long will it take to,
Right, but if you
reach
get like bonuses or other kind of
You can actually compensate with that.
yes,
Okay,
yes,
okay.
you can put it all of that bonus into these emergency funds.
So if you just join us, you don't worry, or you getting lost in the way of talking about this finances. Later in the show, we will put a recap, and also we will also put this situation in, let's say, our personal life.
Yes.
Something like that. I mean, just to get you the picture of it. And also, See the Source will continue after the break. Do not go anywhere.